Now, I hope the screen is visible. If not, please let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in today's class, we are going to write a program to print even numbers from 1 to n. If you recall in yesterday class, we have written a program to print the numbers starting from 1 to up to the given number n, right? And in the reverse order also we have done, that is from the last number, that is from n to the one number also we have printed. Now, in today's this particular program, the task is we need to filter it out the numbers there. If the number is even, then you print. If it is an odd number, do not print. Okay, like if n value is 10, then we are going to print the even numbers starting from 1 up to n. So the what will be the numbers? It will be 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Right? If it is a 1 to 50 means all the even numbers between the 1 and 50 we are going to print. Okay, we just need to filter it out the even numbers and print it. If it is an odd number, then do not print it. Right? Let us write the program for that. So how many variables we require now? We require the one variable for to store the n value, and second variable for the counter value. Okay. Now let us make it simple. Instead of writing the counter, I will use the variable called as I here. I here is means it is for the iteration purpose. It is for the iteration purpose. I'm going to use the variable I. It is going to store the counters. Every time whenever we repeat through the while loop, the I will be incremented. Okay, then next is what? Printf, enter a number. We will display a message, and then we will read that particular number and store it into a variable n, %d, then ampersand n. Okay, now next what we need to do, we need to run through the while loop. So yesterday we talked about two things. First one is initialization, and second is condition for the looping statement. So the initialization will involve two variables. First one, two values basically. First one is the counter variable. Here the counter variable is what? It is I. Okay, and we need to give an initial number or an initial value for this particular I. Now what do you think? What will be the initial value? Is it 1 or is it n?
One.
It is
1. 1.
Initial value is 1 because we are going to print the numbers starting from 1 up to the n, all the even numbers. So the initial value will be 1. That is our starting point. Okay, then second is the while loop. So in the while loop, we are going to write the condition and then the corresponding statements over here. So what will be our condition now? From first number to the last number, we need to repeat through. So where do we have stored the first number? We have stored the first number in the variable I, right? And I need to look for all the numbers up to the last number, that is less than or equals to n. So the condition for the while loop will be I less than or equals to n. Okay, understood? Then next what we need to do here, we need to print the numbers, right? Only the even numbers. Then how do I get the even number value here? If I is
Mod
there,
equal to 0.
yes, I is here, and whether I need to verify whether this particular I is even number or an odd number. We have studied one concept, right? In order to identify whether a given number is a even or a odd, we can make use of the operator, arithmetic operator called as a modulo operation or modulus operation, which will give us the remainder, which will be either, if we try to do the modulus operation on I with 2, the result, that is the remainder, either it will be 0 or 1. If it is 0, then the number is an even number. If it is a 1, then it is an odd number, right? So that particular concept we need to apply here. Now it means I need to work upon I modulo 2 here. I need to work upon I modulo 2. So it is going to give us a result, right? That result I need to store in a variable, say the remainder as R here. So I'm going to calculate I modulo 2 and store it in a variable called as an R. So this R I'm using here, that means I have to declare that particular R in the declaration statement, right? I'm going to use R variable, so I have declared the R also. Okay, now, so here I have found out the remainder. Okay, if that remainder is equals to 0, then print it, otherwise do not print. So I need to have a condition now. If this R is equals to 0, if this R is equals to 0, then you print it. So what need to be printed? Printf percentage D and the given number. Let me add a slash n also. That number is I. Print that particular corresponding number. If not, leave it as it is and then go for the next iteration. That is, I need to increment my I here, I plus plus. So in this way, initially I will start with one value. So initially the I value is 1. Now I modulus 2. So I modulus 2 means what? 1 modulus 2. Now 1 modulus 2 will give a result as what? 1 here. It will give a result as 1. Now R is having one value. So is that 1 is equals to 0? No, it is not. Condition becomes false. If the condition becomes false means it will not execute this statement, it will skip it. Notice that since there is only one statement under the true block, that's why I have not written the open and closing flower brackets here. That is, I have not written. Okay, now since condition is false, it will skip this one, then I plus plus will happen. Now I will become 2 next time when I use it. So here I becomes 2 next time, and then I is less than or equal to n, condition becomes true. This time this is 2 and the condition is true. Then here 2 modulus 2 will be worked upon. So now 2 modulus 2 means it is going to give a result as a 0. Like this, now R is 0 and the if condition R is 0, 0 equals to 0 is condition is true. Since the condition becomes true, then execute this statement, that is print that particular number. Okay, so let us try to trace this particular program. Before tracing, let me execute the program first and then go for the tracing. GCC 23 is the file number here. Let's see, there are no errors. Say 10. Okay, when I entered the number 10, so it has printed the even numbers. It is better to add one more statement here for our better understanding. So after here, what I can do is that one printf statement I can write printf the even numbers from 1 to percentage D, and here I can write n, so that a message will be displayed properly to us, stating to be the even numbers. Enter a number, say 10, and then the even numbers from 1 to 10 are these. Now, suppose if I run once again, and this time if I enter the number to be 30, it will display the even numbers from 1 to 30 are these numbers. Okay, now let us try to quickly trace this program using that particular method, the tabular form. Okay, let me open an Excel sheet. Okay, now in the tracing, what I have told in yesterday's class, how we need to trace, we need to write the statements which are required for the while loops here, the corresponding statements for the while loop. So here the corresponding statements, we require certain variables and the statements. First we need an n value, say n is 10. Then line number 12, we have a statement I equals to 1. So initial value of I we do have. Then next is what? While loop, right? Now you can look into here, we have a condition in the while, and inside while we do have one more if condition. Okay, so it is better that in the initial phases you can write the complete statement here. While I less than or equals to n, less than or equals to n. Okay, then the next is, if this condition is true, we need to work upon the next statements, right? So the next statement is r equals to I modulus 2. Okay, then after that we do have one more if condition. If r double equals to 0, r double equals to 0. Now if this is true, then we need to execute the next statement, that is printf. I need to print I here. I need to print I. Okay, then we do have I plus plus. These are the corresponding statements which we require for the tracing here. Okay, understood how I wrote these particular values in the columns? Any doubts, any difficulties here? Here you need to understand the things like, if this condition is true, let me show you here. If this condition is true, 1 second. If this particular condition is true, then we need to execute these statements. We need to execute these statements, right? Then again, in that, if this particular condition is true, then I need to execute this particular statement. I need to execute only this statement. Okay. Now, if this is false, if this particular condition is false, then what I need to do? I need to directly go to the I plus plus, right? Because that is the way how the execution will happen. So as of now, think that if the while condition is true, then I will execute all these statements over here. All these statements I will go and execute up to here. Okay, but inside that we do have one more while condition, one more if condition. If that is true, if this is particular true, then the corresponding print I will be executing. If it is false, then I will not execute this one. Okay, now let's proceed further and try to write the iterations. So initial, say I value is 1. Okay, I value is 1. Now 1 less than or equals to 10. So what is the result here? Is it true or a false?
True.
Condition is, then calculate I modulus 2. So here r equals to I modulus 2. I value is what? 1. 1 modulus 2 I need to calculate. So what is 1 modulus 2? What will be the value of 1 modulus 2 here? See, if you are not following the earlier concepts, if you are not learning, then it will be useless for you to study here. I have told you many times the modulus operation. 1 modulus 2, what will be the result?
One.
1. What about others? Prajwal?
So 1.
1. Right? So when we try to do the division operation, when we try to divide 1 repeatedly, the remainder we get as 1 here, because first of all, we can't divide 1 by 2. So the remainder, whatever is there, the remainder will be taken here, that is 1. So our value will become now 1 here. Okay, then next is what? If r is equals to 1, that is 1 is equals to 0. So what do you think here? The result, is it a true or a false?
False, sir.
False.
It is false. Since the condition
False.
is false, since this particular condition is false, should I execute this print I or should I not execute?
Not execute, sir.
Not execute.
Not execute, sir. Not
This will
execute.
not be executed. This will not be executed. That means what? The number 1 will not be printed. The number 1 will not be printed. The next I plus plus means 1 plus plus will happen. So the next time when I use 1, that is in the next iteration, the I value will become 2 here. The I value will become 2. Okay. Then again we need to do what? We need to check the condition inside the while, whether that is true or a false. So this time the I value is what? It is 2. 2 less than or equals to 10. So what do you think? The result is true or a false?
True.
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 Condition is true.
True.
Condition is true. Next, I need to calculate the R value. So R, it is equals to 2 modulus 2. 2 modulus 2. So what will be the answer here? 2 modulus 2?
0.
0.
0.
0. It is 0. The remainder is 0. Now, in the next statement is what? The if condition. So here, is that 0? 0. Is it true or a false?
True. True.
True. Now, this particular condition is true. That is in the if. Since it is true, now tell me, should I execute this print I?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That means now what is the value of I now? Is it a 1 or is it a 2? At this instant, what is the value of I?
2.
2, sir.
It is 2. It is
2.
so now 2 will be printed on the screen now. Okay, 2 will be printed on the screen. Then I plus plus, that is 2 plus plus. Means in the next question, I should use 3 for the I value. I should use 3 for the I value. Then again, the condition I need to put here. So 3 less than or equal to 10. Okay, now condition is true. Again here, the condition becomes true. Then R will be calculated. That is R equal to 3 modulus 2. So 3 modulus 2 means what? What will be the value of R?
1.
Here? It is
1.
1.
1, sir.
again,
1, sir.
the if condition is 1 is equals to 0. Now we are trying to compare whether 1 is equal to 0 or not. So the condition here again becomes false. False
False.
means print I will not be executed. So this will be skipped. I'm not going to execute this one. It will be skipped. Then I plus plus, that is 3 plus plus. 3 plus plus will happen. Next, in the next iteration, the I value will be the next value, that is 4. Then the condition here, 4 less than or equal to 10. So again, this condition is still true. So it will get inside the while loop. And the first statement, calculation of the R. Now tell me here, directly I am going to write the value. What will be the value of R here?
0.
4 modulus 2, that is 0.
0.
4 modulus 2 is 0, right? Then is that 0 is equals to 0?
True, sir.
True.
Yes, sir.
True. Condition is true here. Since the condition is true, what should I do now?
Print for.
Print.
Print is
particular I. So I value is 4. So 4 will be printed. Then next 4 plus plus. Okay.
4 plus plus.
Plus next iteration I value is 4. And what about this condition here? Is it true or false?
True.
Yourself.
True, sir.
True. Condition is true. What will be R value?
1. 1.
1. Very good. Then next, this condition R equals to 0.
False, sir.
It is false.
False.
It is false. Yes, very good. Then skip this one. Don't print it. Then 5 plus plus. Next iteration, I value is 6. Then what about this while condition? Is
True.
less
True.
than or equal to n? Yes, it is true. What will be the value of R here?
0.
0.
0.
0. What about if condition?
True.
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 True. True, sir.
Should I print?
6.
Yes, sir.
6.
6. Then 6 plus plus.
6 plus plus.
Like that, the next iteration, the I value is 7. Condition is true.
7.
Right? R value is 1.
1.
1.
False.
False.
Then skip 8 and then 7 plus.
7 plus plus.
Then the next iteration, I value will become 8. Condition is true. Then the remainder, we get it to be a 0.
0.
This condition
0.
becomes again true. Then print it. So 8 will be printed. Then 8 plus will happen. Then next iteration, I is 9. Condition is true. Remainder is 1. And
1.
condition becomes false. This condition becomes false, and then skip the printing of that particular I and then do the
9 plus
9 plus. Very good. Next, 10. Condition, here it is 10 less than or equal to 10. That is, condition is still
True.
True.
remainder we get as 0.
0.
So this condition will become true. 0 equals to 0 is
True.
then print the
True.
I, that is 10.
10.
10.
Then now
10
here
plus.
10.
10 plus.
Next iteration, I value becomes
11.
11.
less than or
False.
11 less than or equals to 10. Now tell me what will be the result here?
False.
It is
False.
False.
False. Sir.
False.
false means now should I enter into the while loop?
No, sir.
Condition becomes
No, sir.
false. Should I enter inside the while loop? No. Means all these
No, sir.
statements I should skip it. All these statements I should skip and then come out of the while loop. So after the while loop, that is here, line number 19, we do not have any other statements to be executed. Then the program will get terminated there. If you look into the tracing here, the print part. Okay. Now, when the I value was 1, we did not print. When the I value was 2, we printed. Then when the I value was 3, we did not print. When it was again 4, we printed. Means we tried to put a filter here by comparing the remainder with 0. If the remainder is 0, that means the number is an even number and go ahead and print that particular number. If the remainder is not 0, right, that means it will be definitely an odd number. In such cases, do not print that. So we just skipped that particular position. That statement was skipped for the execution. So all these statements repeatedly it got executed, right? All these statements repeatedly got executed. Okay, until the condition inside the while is true. See, all these statements, the condition was true, so we could able to repeat through the statements. And at this particular stage, when I becomes 11, right? When I became 11, then the condition becomes false. Then we skip the execution of the while. So in this way, whenever we execute this particular program, right, and we provided the value n value as 10, it got successfully printed all the even numbers between them. Understood this particular program? Is tracing understood? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Now suppose if I want to modify this number, this particular program to print odd numbers. This program is for what? Printing the even numbers. If I want to do the same thing and I want to print the even numbers, I want to print odd numbers. Then how do I modify this one?
Sir,
Sir,
the change will be done in the if part, line number 16. R is equals to 1.
R is equals to
Yes, sir.
right? So here, this is the place. Look at here. The entire program will remain same. Only the part where we do modify is that the if condition. So here we need to filter out only the odd numbers. If I make this remainder equals to 1, what is going to happen? If the remainder is 1, then only you print it. If the remainder is not 1, okay, then you don't print it. So we know that if the remainder is 1, that means the number is odd number, right? So I'll just modify here to be odd. Okay, let us quickly execute this and check whether it does print or not. Compile them first because I have modified the statements. Okay. Clear it first. Okay, then run. Say 10. When I enter 10, it displayed the odd numbers from 1 to 10 is 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So if I enter one more, say 50, it is going to print out all the odd numbers 1 to 49. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now I will give you an homework here. The homework is that you need to write a program. Okay, and when you execute that particular program, let me show you here how it should print. What it should do is that whenever you execute, say, the program should display both even as well as odd numbers between 1 to n. Okay, write a program, make a write it on your notebook. Write a program to print even and odd numbers from 1 to n. 1 to n, both you need to print. Okay, now the interesting part here is that whenever you execute the program, it should display something like this: odd and then even. Two columns will be there. Suppose if you have entered the number as a 10, n value is 10. So what it should do, even numbers on first column here, it has to print like this, and then odd numbers, it has to keep on printing like this. The output should be like this. First side here, odd will be there, and under the odd, it should print all these numbers, and then even, and under the even, it should print all these numbers. This is an homework. Try to complete it by next class. Since tomorrow you do not have a class, so you should be able to do it by Thursday. Okay, whomsoever, if you are able to do this particular program, and in the next class, I'm going to take out that particular program and display on the screen here. Okay, do not send those output to me through WhatsApp. Okay, please do not send it to me. If you have done the program and if you are getting the output like this, then in the next class, you tell me, and on that particular day, I will display your program over here. You can tell me the coding part, and then you can display it over here. Okay, students, did you get the program here, program statement, and what should the program do? Any doubts, any clarification you need based upon the homework program? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So is the program statement understood? The homework program,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
We do have how much time now? 8 minutes. So one more program I was planning to take up, but between these 8 minutes, I don't think so I will be able to complete that one. The program which I was planning is to find the GCD of two numbers, right? GCD, or sometimes you call it to be HCF. What do we mean by GCD? GCD of two numbers.
Greatest common factor.
Greatest common.
GCD, greatest common divisor. HCF, highest common factor, right? Don't mix up both the things. Greatest common divisor, GCD, and or HCF means highest common factor. Okay. Now, suppose if these are the two numbers. Now, suppose if the first number is 10, second number is 5. Sorry, the second number is 5 here. What is GCD or HCF? What is the value of GCD here? Forgotten, which you have studied in your schools? What are the factors of 10? 1,
2.
5,
5.
10. 1, 2, 5, 10 are the factors of 10. So what about 5? What are the factors of 5?
1 and 5.
And
1 and
5.
5 and 5.
1 and 5. So among these two, these numbers, which is the greatest number?
10. 5.
Greatest, the common, it should be a common between these two, and the maximum or the greatest number.
5.
5, sir.
5. 5 is
5.
GCD. What about here? Suppose if you have the numbers like 16 and say the second number is 4. What is GCD and HCF here?
4.
4, 2.
Is 4. Factors of 16 are 1, 2, then 4, then
4.
and then 6.
8.
Then 4 is 1, 2, and 4. It should be a common number between these two, and it should be also same time the maximum. That is 4. So 4 is the greatest common divisor. So we need to write a program in order to solve this problem, wherein you will enter two numbers and the result should be the greatest common divisor or highest common factor. Okay, understood? So this particular program we will take up in the next class, and we'll solve this by writing a program on that one. Again, in order to solve this one, we require the looping conditions. So we will make use of the while loop and we will solve the problem. Okay. So means you are allowed to look into how you can solve this particular problem, but do not look into the Google and try to get the programs. If you try to do, then you are not involving your brain to develop. You are just relying on the Google. That is not going to help you in the exam. If you think yourself and how to solve this one, if you work it out, if you try to work it out, that would be good. You will enhance your knowledge base. If you rely on the Google, then you are enhancing Google's knowledge base, not yours. Okay, fine. Enter your attendance. Be quick. If there are any doubts, you shall ask now. You are allowed to ask any doubts, questions. If there are no doubts, nothing, then go on a mute. Few more attendance. Be quick and enter. Do practice the programs at home through the online compiler. Do practice the programs and try to trace the programs. We had written today we had written two programs, right, to print the even numbers and odd numbers from 1 to n. Okay, you can take up a homework, couple of homeworks as well. You try to do it in a reverse way. That is, print the even numbers from n to 1. Let me give you a couple of more programs as a homework. Okay, take down this also. Print even numbers from say 50 to 100. Print even numbers from 50 to 100. Then one more, print odd numbers from 75 to 25. These are the two more in addition to the one which I had given earlier. Addition to that, these are the two more assignments. Print even numbers from 50 to 100 and print odd numbers from 75 to 25. Taken down, written.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so total 3 programs you have as a homework. You have 1 day gap. The next class will be on Friday. So do complete all the 3 assignments, all the 3 programs.